like the world couldn't break us apart. Now silence fills every corner of what's left of my heart. I kept fixing what was broken while you kept closing the door. I called it love and devotion, but it felt like a war. Every promise felt heavy, like a chain round my chest. I kept saying tomorrow while ignoring the rest. Your goodbye never came easy, it just lived in your eyes. I stayed longer than I should have, believing all the lies. It was love that stayed too long, long after it was gone. I kept holding on to shadows when the light had moved on. I mistook pain for forever and habit for strong. Yeah, I lost myself slowly in a love that stayed too long. We stopped saying I miss you, started saying it's fine. Every touch felt like distance, every kiss crossed a line. I learned how to walk on eggshells, call it peace, call it grace. But I was shrinking in silence, trying to save your face. A friend said, man, you look tired. I said, love does that sometimes. But the truth was I was drowning in those unspoken lines. I kept blaming the timing, the nights, the storms, the rain. Anything but admitting that love shouldn't hurt this way. It was love that stayed too long when it should have let me go. I kept begging for a feeling you didn't know. I thought loyalty meant suffering, I was wrong all along. Yeah, I gave my best years to a love that stayed too long. There's a freedom in the leaving that I never understood. Sometimes walking away is the bravest thing you could. I don't hate you for the ending or the damage done. I just wish I'd learned sooner that love ain't meant to numb. It was love that stayed too long, but I finally moved on. I learned hearts need breathing, not a place to be warm. Now I'm rebuilding slowly, learning where I belong, finding myself again after love that stayed too long. Yeah, I stayed too long, but I didn't stay broken. I packed my doubts in cardboard boxes, left them by the door. Every dream I couldn't live, I don't need them anymore. Same old town, same old echoes, same prayers in the rain. I was tired of waiting on tomorrow that never came. There's a sunrise in my windshield that I've never seen before. Every mile feels like a heartbeat, every doubt a little sore. I don't know what waits ahead of me, but I know why I ran. Sometimes you gotta lose your footing just to find where you stand. I'm running toward a different sky, where my name don't feel the same, where the past don't hold me hostage and regret don't call my name. I'm chasing hope with open eyes and faith I've never tried. Yeah, I'm running toward a different sky. There's a voice inside my silence says don't look back this time. Every scar I ever earned is a reason to survive. I've worn guilt like it was armor, let fear ride my disguise. But I'm done with all the versions of the man I tried to hide. I've seen love fall like a house of cards, heard goodbye too many times, but I still believe in something, even if it's hard to find. If tomorrow breaks me open, I'll bleed truth, not lies. I'd rather face the unknown than die where hope expires. I'm running toward a different sky, where forgiveness feels real, where the wounds don't ask permission just to finally heal. I'm trading chains for open roads and reasons just to try. Yeah, I'm running toward a different sky. Maybe heaven's just a moment when you finally breathe again, when the weight of all your failures stops calling you a friend. If I stumble in the daylight and fall beneath the sun, at least I'll know I gave my all instead of staying numb. I'm running toward a different sky, where my soul can finally fly, where the man I'm becoming ain't ashamed of the goodbye. If this road leads me nowhere, I'll still thank it for the try, 'cause I found myself running toward a different sky. Yeah, I'm running toward a different sky. There's a mailbox leaning sideways on a gravel county road. Paint's been fading from the front porch, but the welcome's never old. You can drive 1,000 miles chasing money, chasing fame, but some things pull you backward when you hear your name. Mama's cooking in the kitchen, radio turned low. Daddy's rocking by the window, watching daylight go. Every crack along the wall, every sound I know, ain't just wood and nails and paint, it's the roots I grow. 'Cause home ain't just a place with a number or a name, it's the arms that always find you when the world's been hard and strange. It's the love that stays unspoken when the lights are gone. Home ain't just a place, it's where I belong. I've slept under brighter ceilings, heard applause from crowded rooms, but nothing ever held me like those small town afternoons. There's a comfort in the quiet that you can't buy or fake. Some things only feel like home when you're wide awake. Time has changed the faces, left a little silver hair, but the laughter sounds the same when we're all still there. I don't need a mansion or a view that's wide and long. If I've got their voices, I'm already home. Yeah, home ain't just a place you can find on any map. It's the stories that we carry in the spaces in our past. It's forgiveness in the silence when we've all grown on. Home ain't just a place, it's where I belong. Someday when the road gets longer and my steps get slow, I won't fear the falling dark, as long as I know there's a light still on for me. No matter how far I've gone, that kind of love don't fade away, it just stays strong. 'Cause home ain't just a place with a door and a key. It's the people who remember who I used to be. When this life starts feeling heavy and I'm worn and gone, I'll always find my way back, 'cause that's home. Yeah, home ain't just a place, it's a feeling.
There's an old front porch swing still creaking in my mind. Summer nights and fireflies running out of time. Mama humming softly while the radio played low, songs about forever from so long ago. Daddy's hands were calloused from working dawn till dusk. He'd smile through the struggle like faith was all we trust. Those songs were more than music, they were lessons carved in stone. Timeless country memories that made a house a home. These timeless country memories still live inside of me. Through the laughter and the heartache, they're all I'll ever need. From the back roads to the moonlight, where my soul still wanders free, I carry timeless country memories. Saturday night dances on a dusty wooden floor, cheap guitars and honest love, we never asked for more. Promises were simple, like your hand holding mine. We thought that love would last forever, just like those melodies in time. The years roll by like highways, fading in the rain. Some dreams got forgotten, some still call my name. But every old familiar song brings it all back to me. Every note a photograph of who we used to be. These timeless country memories still live inside of me. Through the laughter and the heartache, they're all I'll ever need. From the back roads to the moonlight, where my soul still wanders free, I carry timeless country memories. If I lose my way someday and the world feels cold and strange, I'll turn the dial back slowly, let the past ease all the pain. 'Cause those voices from the vinyl still sing honest, still sing true. They remind me where I came from and what love's supposed to do. These timeless country memories ain't bound by years or time. They live in every broken heart and every simple line. When my story's almost over and my days drift like the breeze, bury me in timeless country memories. Yeah, those timeless country memories, they never fade away, they just get stronger with every yesterday. We carved our names and promises, said time would understand, swore that love was stronger than the cracks beneath our plans. We talked about forever like it was a sure thing. Never thought tomorrow could take everything. Your clothes still in the closet, like you might come home tonight. But your eyes stopped believing long before the goodbye. We kept fixing all the symptoms, never healed what truly bent. That's the night I finally noticed forever learned to end. It was when forever learned to end that the truth came crashing in. Love ain't always meant to last, just meant to teach us who we've been. I held on to what we were, you were already past the bend. Yeah, my heart broke wide open when forever learned to end. We stopped fighting for each other, started fighting just to stay. Every I love you sounded like it lost its way. We slept back to back in silence, dreamed different kinds of dreams. Funny how two hearts together can drift so far unseen. I blame myself for everything, the nights, the cracks, the pain. But love ain't built on guilt alone or fear of change. Sometimes endings aren't a failure, they're a truth we can't pretend. That was the hardest lesson, when forever learned to end. It was when forever learned to end that I learned to let you go. I stopped begging for a future you didn't want If I meet you down the road someday, I hope you're finally home. I hope you found the peace you chased when you let our forever go. I don't regret the loving or the heart I had to spend. I just wish we'd known the truth before forever learned to end. When forever learned to end, I stopped living in the past. I learned some loves are chapters never meant to last. Now I'm stronger than the promise that I couldn't defend. I found myself again when forever learned to end. Yeah, forever isn't broken, it just changes how it's meant. Down an old dusty highway where the sunset paints the sky, I hear my boots on gravel and a lonesome whistle cry. Mama's voice still echoes from that wooden porch at home, singing songs of freedom on a broken radio tone. There's a picture on the dashboard, faded edges, black and white. Daddy with his old guitar, playing softly through the night. Every mile I travel feels like pages from my past. Golden roads of country, made to never fade or pass. These golden roads of country lead my heart back home. Through the pain and the glory, I was never alone. From the fields to the highways where my dreams still run free, on the golden roads of country that keep calling me. Neon lights and small town bars, stories poured with cheap red wine. Old men hum forgotten tunes from a simpler time. Love was rough and honest, like the calloused hands I knew. Every scar a memory, every song still true. I've lost friends along the way to the wind and passing years. Some to love, some to silence, some to bottled tears. But the radio still plays those old songs, slow and strong. They remind me who I am when the nights feel long. These golden roads of country lead my heart back home. Through the pain and the glory, I was never alone. From the fields to the highway where my dreams still run free, on the golden roads of country that keep calling me. If I fall beneath the starlight with a broken song to sing, let the sound of steel strings be the last damn thing. Tell the world I lived simple, loved honest, stood my ground on these golden roads of country where my soul was found. These golden roads of country ain't made of gold or stone. They're built from love and heartbreak and a place called home. When my journey's over and the night turns free, I'll ride the golden roads of country back to peace. Yeah, the golden roads of country still remember me. sky was barely waking when I heard the screen door close. Coffee still on the table, your jacket by the stove. You didn't say a word, just left a note with my name. Said, "I'm sorry, this is goodbye." Then the whistle came. Your boots were by the doorway, like you planned to come back home. But the bed felt twice as empty when I woke up alone. I stood there in the silence with your letter in my hand, trying to understand the meaning of a love I couldn't stand. She left with the morning train before the sun could rise, took all the words we never said and all the unanswered whys. I watched her disappear like smoke into the rain. Yeah, my heart broke quietly when she left with the morning train. We said love would last forever, said we'd face it side by side. But somewhere in the waiting, she learned how to hide. I thought staying meant commitment, thought leaving meant defeat. But I guess she found her freedom in the sound of those steel wheels. There's a town down by the station where the nights still call her name. Every train that passes through feels a little bit the same. I still turn when I hear footsteps, still look up when trains complain. Funny how the heart remembers every kind of pain. She left with the morning train, no tears, no last embrace, just a quiet kind of ending time couldn't erase. I stayed standing on the platform, watching hope drift down the lane. Yeah, my world slowed to a whisper when she left with the morning train. Maybe love ain't always breaking, sometimes it just lets go. Sometimes leaving is the only way a heart can finally grow. I don't curse her for the leaving or the choice she had to make. I just wish she'd left a reason instead of this ache. She left with the morning train, but I stayed and learned the truth that you can't beg someone to stay when their heart's already moved. Now every sunrise finds me stronger, though the memory still remains. I learned how to let go slowly, like she left with a morning train. Yeah, the tracks still run behind this town, but I don't chase them anymore. There's a melody in the air tonight from an old AM radio, cracking through the static like it did so long ago. Mama danced in the kitchen, Daddy tapped his boots in time. Those country songs from the golden years still sound just fine. Black and white photographs hanging on the wall, every smile tells a story every tear recalls it all. We didn't have much money, but the music filled the room. Those songs taught us how to love and how to make it through. These country songs from the golden years still shine like morning sun. Through the hard times and the heartache, they were always there when none. From the laughter to the lonely, from the truth to all the tears, I found my life in every line of country song from the golden years. Saturday night jukebox, neon glowing red, cheap beer and honest feelings of the things we never said. A steel guitar crying softly like it knew us by our names. Every song felt like a promise that love would never change. Now the world is moving faster and the sound is different somehow, but when those old records start spinning, I'm right back there right now, in a place where words meant something and the truth was always clear. Living life between the verses of those golden year songs I hear. These country songs from the golden years still shine like morning sun. Through the hard times and the heartache, they were always there when none. From the laughter to the lonely, from the truth to all the tears, I found my life in every line of country songs from the golden years. If I ever lose direction and forget who I used to be, I play those old familiar songs and let them rescue me. 'Cause they never lied or pretended, they just sang what we all feel. In a world that keeps on changing, they're the only thing still real. Yeah, these country songs from the golden years ain't just music on a shelf. They're the voice of every broken heart and the best part of myself. When the night feels heavy and tomorrow's unclear, I'll lean on the truth and the comfort of country songs from the golden years. Let the needle fall one more time, let the memories reappear. I'll be singing along forever with those golden year country songs.